Welcome to Marketing in Your Car, the podcast for funnel hackers everywhere. You are now part of a small group of underground entrepreneurs who are trying to change the world through the products and the services that we believe in. But because we don't rely on venture capitalists, we don't have financial safety nets. So we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. Now, this podcast will give you a glimpse at the daily life of a funnel hacker. So let's get started. Hey everyone, this is Russell Brunson. I think I'm going to change the name of our podcast to Marketing During Snow Days because we just had snow day number 6. So I'm at the house in the snow, and yes, I'm praying that the snow melts so our kids can come to school. Plus, we're supposed to have 3 trucks bringing all of the stuff for the new ClickFunnels office today, and they all got stuck in the snow. So we've been now delayed another day on getting our office finished and moved in, which makes me want to cry just a lot. So anyway. Some cool stuff, though, while we're hanging out. So Stephen came over. He's been reading the Expert Secrets book. He's the first person to actually read the almost final draft. Curious your thoughts so far.
It's pretty much going to change everyone's life again. So if you thought the first book changed your life, get ready to change again. You were seeing in color. It's actually going to get more vibrant.
We're going to color.
It's actually really, really good, though. I mean, this is fantastic. I sit next to Russell and I hear him say this stuff, and now I'm actually reading it like, oh my gosh. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited. So this book's got like twice as many pictures or more. And yes, and we're working right now. So we're launching a new event called the Funnel Hackathon event, or FAT, F-H-A-T for short. So our FAT events. We're going to be doing a test run is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? 2 weeks. In 2 weeks with some of our Inner Circle members. And it's going to be amazing. It's basically going to be 3-day workshop style where everything in the Expert Secrets and .com Secrets book, we plug in and we actually build it with you live. So kind of a good example. Most people, and this is how I kind of learn as well, is I'll go through and I'll like read a book or a course and I'll immerse and I'll go through like all this stuff and I learned so much of it and I'm like, okay, now I got to go implement it. And you're like, oh wait, I get back to the real world, and then you never do. And it was interesting. I was talking to Brandon and Kaylin, who are Inner Circle members who are crushing it. And what he said, the way that he did it, which was different, and it's like, it's different, but I think it's right. He said that we sat down with the book and the audio and everything. He said we listened to part and we paused it, and then we stopped and we figured out that piece. And then we pushed play again and we listened to it and we stopped, we paused it and we figured out that piece. And he said what we did is as we were done, by the time we were done with the book and with the training week, we had our attractive character built out. We had our soap opera sequence, like all the pieces were done. And most people don't do it that way. Most people learn it and they try to go back and implement it, but they forgot stuff, they don't have time now, and all those sorts of things. So we wanted to make an experience where people leave their environment. We actually want to make it even cooler. Like, we want to make this like a pilgrimage. You know, the Muslims do a pilgrimage to Mecca once in their life, where they go and then they do their thing. When I was wrestling in high school, we used to do a pilgrimage. We called it the pilgrimage to Iowa, because Dan Gable, the greatest wrestler in our sport, ran wrestling camps in Iowa. So our whole like high school career, everyone like saved up money to do a pilgrimage to Iowa so that I could like be coached by Dan Gable. My junior year in high school, I finally made it, saved up my money. I went to practice with the Iowa guys, and then like we met Dan Gable. We shook his hand. I was like, I just shook Dan Gable's hand. Like, there's no way I can't win. Like, it's done. Like, it's over. And so I want to make this like a pilgrimage. People come to Boise to get their funnel done. We keep talking about how like you're one funnel away from whatever is for you, and then we want that to be like you're one funnel away. Like, come to Boise and let's build that out in this event. So we're doing the first FAT event for our Inner Circle members in like 2 weeks. So Steven's working on the workbook right now for that. And then that's kind of the initial game plan. And then if it goes as well as we think it will, we're going to start doing those more often here in Boise and have people come back. So that's kind of what we're working on today, which is fun. So anyway, hopefully all you guys want to come to your pilgrimage to Boise, because it'll be amazing. So, all right. Now with that said, I wanted to share with you guys something amazing. So it's been interesting over the last month or so. We've been reworking some of our offers, right? So like certification program for one. We launched it at the first Funnel Hacking Live event, brought a group through, and we closed it for an entire year. In the second Funnel Hacking Live event, we reopened it up. We brought in another group of people, and then a couple months later, we opened it up, and we've had people coming in more consistently. And if you haven't gone through the certification program yet, like, I don't care if you're a business owner or if you are someone who is looking for a new opportunity, you should come through it. If you go to cfcertified.com, you can see info about the certification program. But it's been another year, and we're trying to rebuild the webinar and kind of change things. We're looking at all these success stories that people have come through in the last year, and so we're looking at all those things, and like, man, like we could literally just have a webinar with like, here's 50 people that have made their money back plus more, or have doubled their money, or 3x their money, or have built huge careers on the back of this now, because we have so much proof that this process works. Like it just works like magic, right? And so we're like, what if we just, instead of trying to sell this and like work really hard at, what if we just did a proof webinar? It's just like, hey, if you're thinking about becoming certified, here's 50 people that are killing it, and like hear their stories. And that was the webinar. How interesting. And it reminded me of Rewind back in the day. So John Reese, he launched the first internet marketing product that did $1 million in a day. It was called Traffic Secrets. He did the big launch. In fact, if you go to archive.org, they have this thing called the Wayback Machine. And so you can type in, www.trafficsecrets.com into there, and then look at it. I think it was, I can't remember when, 2005 or 2004, whenever the first initial launch was. You see the sales letter, and it's this big, huge, long-form sales letter with testimony. It was amazing, right? And then after the initial launch, they shut it down. Then a year later, he relaunched it. And when the relaunch happened, the sales letter was completely different. All it was a big headline that said proof, and then it was like 150 pages of testimonials of everybody who had success with the program. And that's all it was. And then order button at the bottom. And then they relaunched it. They made as much, if not more money the second time. And it was just like, here's proof that this thing you heard about actually is legit. And anyway, I was thinking about that. So what was kind of cool is we tested this, and it wasn't on purpose. We didn't mean to do this on purpose, but dang, it worked really, really good. So I'm going to share it with you. So some of you guys know Dan Henry, who's in the ClickFunnels group. He I guess he read the .com Secrets book, and then he did a perfect webinar. And he just, how long ago was that? Do you remember?
I think it's like 5 or 6 months ago.
It's like five or 6 months ago, yeah. And so then he launched a webinar, and he just passed it, or he's about to pass it.
I think he just passed $1 million.
So he just passed $1 million mark. And this is a guy who like prior didn't have any of those things happening, right? So reads the book, does a perfect webinar, makes $1 million, and it's awesome. And so we've been teasing him relentlessly, like, hey, you should join the Inner Circle. And the Inner Circle, a lot of you guys know, like it's usually full. Like we have, there's 100 spots. And so for the most part, we don't advertise it at all anymore because it's always full. And people re-up year after year, which is really, really cool and kind of a testament to how good of a program it is. But every once in a while, there's someone who doesn't re-up for whatever reason. Sometimes it's, whatever. Everyone's got the reason. Some people feel like they're good now. Some people just don't re-up because honestly have no idea. I can't fathom why people wouldn't. But there's some people who don't. So usually it hovers around anywhere from, from probably 93, 95 members that are in there. So we always have like a couple spots that are there. So we don't do any active promoting, but people just kind of trickle in. They hear about it on the podcast and they apply. And if there's room, then we let them in. If not, we say sorry and we put them on a waiting list. And every once in a while, we'll open the waiting list. But for the most part, we don't advertise anymore. It's just kind of there. So right now, I don't know how many spots we had left. I would say probably, a handful, 5 or 6 spots that were still left. And I was like, do we turn ads back on to promote, whatever? And I was kind of thinking about it. And then Dan Snapchatted me, and he was like, it was a picture of his Stripe account for the day, and he made $25,380, something like that. And he said something like, I finally decided to join the Inner Circle and take the plunge. I'll just use today's earnings from my webinar to cover it, or something like that. It was just really cool. So I took a screenshot of it on Snapchat, and I posted it in our Facebook group. And I just said, it just said, it had his picture from Snapchat, and it said, step 1, get the perfect webinar script for $4.95. Step number 2, get ClickFunnels. Step number 3, join Russell's Inner Circle. And it had a link to russellbrunson.com, which is where people apply. Okay. And I posted that in the Facebook group, and that was it. Okay. And what's insane is, can you guys guess? Before I tell you the number, I want you to guess how many applications have we gotten in the last, what did I say? Today's Thursday? So it's been 2.5 days. So in the last 2.5 days, guess how many Inner Circle applications have come from that one post? I just laugh because it's so hilarious. Okay, what's your guess? Everyone, I don't want you to guess. I don't want to tell you. I want you to guess. So like, okay, on the count of 3, you're gonna say your number out loud. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Bleh. Okay, what'd you say? Did you guess 5? Did you guess 10? Did you guess 20? 25? Did you guess 30? Well, if you guess 30, you're way too low. We ended up from that one post in our Facebook group with 43 new applications for Inner Circle, which is insane because I think we've got maybe 3 or 4 spots. I don't know the exact number, but 3 or 4 spots that are open before our next set of meetings. So isn't that crazy? And it wasn't me selling anything. It was just proof. Boom, here's proof. And so for you guys, I want you to start thinking more and more about that. Like, most of us are amazing at getting results for the people we serve, but we're horrible at capturing the stories of that. It doesn't have to be like this huge thing. It can be just capturing it. Like, for like a good example is in December we launched our funnel immersion fire sale. Some of you guys may remember that, and we sold a ton of them. And then in the Facebook groups, everyone started commenting like, "This is amazing! Like, this is the greatest thing in the world!" And people were like, "Shut up and take my money!" And other people were like, just everyone commenting about how good it was. And so anyway, we ended up closing it down. And then what we did is we turned that into an upsell for one of our products, and it's a $300 product. So like normally for a $300 product, I have to have a really good video to convince people to buy it, but we didn't have time to do that. So all I did is we have a video of me like, "Hey, if you want this other course, it's really cool. You should get it. It's $300. And then underneath the video, we just had screenshots of all of the people's Facebook things talking about how amazing it is. And right now that upsell is converting about probably 2 to 3 times higher than I thought it was going to for a $300 offer, which is insane. So again, it's just proof, tons of proof. So what I would say for you guys is start gathering proof. Like, that's the key. That is the key to this game, gathering proof, gathering testimonials. People say something nice about on Facebook, screenshot it. Someone Snapchat you a nice thing, screenshot it. If somebody does something amazing, pay for them to fly to you and capture it on video. If you look at how we sell Inner Circle, initially I went and I served and I worked for Drew Canoli for free. We gave him a huge result, built him a funnel, which by the way, I just found out that funnel's done over $25 million since I hung out with him. Is that crazy? Anyway, I should charge more for our Inner Circle. It's insane. But anyway, $25 million he made with that funnel so far, and it's still cranking. And all he did is he made a video talking about the result we gave him. And that video was what launched Inner Circle. A little while later, someone named Liz Benny saw a good-looking picture of Drew Canoli, applied for Inner Circle, came in, and we gave her a good result. And then when she came to Boise, we captured that result. We posted that video on live, and that video has continued to fill Inner Circle. And but it's all come down to like proof. It's funny if you look at Liz's testimony. If you go to russellbrunson.com and look at Liz's testimonial, like, she never once talks about how much money she made, no income claims, no nothing, just her talking about her experience with working with me. And that's it. And that has filled our Inner Circle. And you can do the math. It's 25 grand to join Inner Circle times 100 people. Like, it's a good program, and it's built off of proof. And so become fanatical at getting results for people, and then in return, capture those results. Like, not only are they going to be okay with that, most of the time they're excited by that. It's you talking about how great that they did, and us as human beings, we happen to like that. If you remember a couple episodes ago, we talked about significance, right? We all like it, even if we hate it, okay? And so it's there, so don't give people their significance. If they're doing good stuff, like, they want to tell their story, and most people would love to have you share it, so capture it in whatever format you can, because that's the future of sales. Someone asked me on a podcast interview a little while ago, like, what's the future of internet marketing as you see it? And I was like, I think the future is a lot less selling and a lot more like us showing results of people we got, because that's believable. And people inherently believe Facebook posts, and so those look good. People inherently believe videos that are emotionally connected, that like person's talk, like those things are belief, because they're real. And so focusing on that. Anyway, that's what I got. I got to get back to the book because I have to finish this book pretty much this week, or else it won't be published in time for the launch date of April 18th. So I'm hustling. I hope this gave you guys some value. Go capture some proof. And if you want to get an Inner Circle, there's 43 people in line. But if you hurry, maybe you'll be a better fit than one of the other people. So go to russellbrunson.com if you're ready for that. All right, that's it, you guys. Appreciate you all. Have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you guys all again soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our funnel hacking projects. You can also watch the Funnel Hacker online reality show and watch us build and launch funnels live at www.funnelhacker.tv. If you'd like to come hang out with your fellow funnel hackers, come join our Facebook group at www.projectclickfunnels.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can get a free MP3 player with the first 257 episodes preloaded at marketinginyourcar.com. Join us next time, and remember, you're just one funnel away from your dreams.